My name is Momo Bertrand. I'm from Cameroon. It's in Central or West Africa, depending on who you ask. I used to run a digital marketing agency in Cameroon, and I came here to the United States to study social innovation. Now I'm at Community Boost because I feel like it's a mix of things I'm really passionate about: marketing and storytelling, but also social impact. So that's a little bit about it.
My name is Shawn McClendon. I grew up in Long Beach. I have been in online marketing for over 15 years. I ran a nonprofit. I had my own digital marketing agency, and I also ran a nonprofit myself. So now I'm here at Community Boost because it's merging, like Momo said, two of the things that I'm really passionate about, which is just online marketing and then being able to help other nonprofits make an impact in the world. This for me is kind of a dream job because that's what I've wanted to do in my life. So
I met Cameron and Reem at the collaborative event in Boston. And before then, I had looked at other options, but they presented about Google Ad grants and the work that Community Boost is doing with nonprofits, and it really resonated with what I've always wanted to do. But I also think what really stood out was the personalities. Like I met many people many people from the team, and they were all down to like there was a professionalism and everything, but they were just human, and I was like, this is a place where I want to work. I want to work in a place where, yes, we are doing great work, but we are still human beings and we put humans first. So that's really why I decided to work here.
me and Cameron actually met probably about 6 years ago, 5 or 6 years ago. As I said before, I was running my own nonprofit. And the nonprofit was actually a digital marketing training program for underserved youth. Actually, Community Boost, Cameron reached out to me when he had found out about my nonprofit and reached out to me because he was interested in taking on some of our interns from the training program. So we had a few meetings about how that would work in the logistics. I think at the time we both kind of went our separate ways, but so, fast forward 5 years later, we reconnected on LinkedIn, and he asked me about, what I was doing, and they had a job opening, and, so that's how it started. Kind of the same thing. I came in, met the team, me and Cameron had a discussion, and it just seemed like a different place. Lots of unique individuals here. And the atmosphere was just really cool. So I couldn't wait to work here.
I think I'm really excited. I don't think. Just get out there, I think. Okay. Are you gonna make like a B-roll of me? Are you gonna keep Okay. My priority is really to deliver results for clients. I know that the work that nonprofits are doing is important. Whether it's the blood bank or any of our major partners, because it's not clients, it's really partners. So my priority is really to deliver results for clients. Whether it's your Facebook or your Google Ads or consulting on landing pages, but making sure that they can be able to get the funds which they need to have their impact. Because I think in the end, it's really, all of us are here just to promote social impact. And even though we are not directly working on the field, but if we help those that are working on the field, then we are making an impact. So that's my goal.
Having run my own nonprofit and actually also having seen the way other nonprofits work in terms of marketing, I mean, most of them struggle. And for me, it was a huge struggle. So the thing that resonated with me most about this position was that I feel like I really want I want to channel that frustration, I guess you can say, into helping other nonprofits, get that impact that they want through online marketing. I think a lot of them do it in other ways, in a lot of traditional ways, but I think a lot of them just can't figure out how to do that through online marketing. I'm just happy to be here to be able to say, hey, I'm working, as a conduit to help nonprofits have an impact. I think for me, it's more of the specifics of the different tools that we use, because when I came in, I knew, for example, Facebook or AdWords, Google AdWords, and I knew Facebook advertising, but I think They're just doing it on a different level here, and just the specifics and the attention to detail that they use here is on another level. So I think I'm learning a lot about that. I thought I was somewhat of an expert, realizing I probably didn't know much at all. So that's what I'm finding. I'm just learning little things every day.
Piggybacking on what Sean said, it's really just learning not only the tools even, but also the systems. Like, I think from the outside, you look at an agency and it's like, hey, we are going to help you with your Google Ad grants, and within 90 days, you have a lift off and everything. But that takes, like, I don't know, so many meetings, coordination, time tracking, like so much goes into it, and just the mere complexity of it. But it's not even just the complexity, it's how it's complex in the inside, but on the outside it's so simple. Right. Yeah, so that's really what stands out to me. I think I'm a really good cook. Okay. Based on the judgment, not my judgment, okay? like people, and I think one of my specialties, pork stew with plantains. Yeah, I actually cooked that yesterday. It was so good. Yeah. Yeah, well, not cook on the side, but you relay your frustration, and the more you're frustrated, the better the food is. So
I've told this before, but so I lived in LA for a few years, and one of the things that most people don't know about me, but I spent some time in a 5-part harmony group. I sang with four other guys. Started off with me kind of as a backup dancer type thing. Yeah, so I would kind of dance for them a little bit when they were on stage.
Are there videos of this?
There may be some floating around somewhere. You might have to dig. I also did a little rapping. So I rapped. I actually rapped from the time I was like 7 years old all the way till I was like 13, and then kind of gave it up. But so I did that like as I got older, and then they started asking me to come in and practice with them. So I got somewhat good, and then I just started singing with them and going on stage and everything. So it was fun.
So
it was a good time.
It's not like acapella. It's more like Boys to Men kind of.
It's more like exactly like Boys to Men.
Okay. Can you make a demo?
Which one are you? Are you the high? Or the
I was actually the low. I did baritone.
Okay.
And it's not that I sing baritone. It's just it's easy to mimic, I guess you can say. You can, if you get good enough at it, you can kind of, sing low. It's easier than like actually singing high and being a good singer.
Yeah, I think the fact that we are relentless learners, like the field of digital marketing is constantly evolving, and we need to be, we are currently, I think, the best agency serving nonprofits on the West Coast. And I feel like if we have to stay on top of our game, like constantly learning is really important. And one thing that I've observed here, it's learning doesn't depend on your title. Like, I've learned a lot from our intern Eric. I've learned a lot from my boss. It's really exciting. Like that. What matters is the knowledge, not your title. Yeah.
I would say the same thing, and it's just more because of what I've experienced here. I think I've worked at other companies, and they say that. They say that that's one of their core values, that they want people to train and learn themselves. But I think here you see it in action, like all the time, where you see people, go home, come back and learning things, or have learned things, or solved problems. And so I think that's been impressive to me. Just not only that it's a core value, but also that it's like in full practice here.
You go first.
Yeah, wow. That's that. I even looked at that question. I was like, that's a tough question.
Right.
I guess for me, and I don't know how this corresponds to a superpower exactly, but just like endless energy. Like if I could be some guy who always had, and not that I don't, I think I'm a pretty energetic guy, but just just always having the positive, just full of energy and at all times. I think I would love it because I think that's just seeing it in my own life and how energy affects people. If you can be that guy all the time, I think that'd be pretty powerful to be able to be that at all times.
You don't need naps.
Don't need naps.
I would say being my full self.
Okay.
Because I feel like sometimes we want superpowers. We want, I don't know, to be able to disappear and manage time and stuff. But I think we are all powerful, and sometimes a great superpower could just be switching on the greatness within us. I feel like that's
pretty deep. Yeah.
That's the superpower I want to have.